let's talk about self-love and boundaries without the eye rolls, please. Okay, real talk. Setting boundaries feels great in theory. You light a candle, say a little affirmation, maybe even read a Brené Brown quote that hits so hard it makes you tear up a little. But then your mom calls, or your grown kid needs something, or your partner drops can you just? And there goes your calm little bubble, popped like a stress balloon at the toddler's birthday party. I had a client, let's call her Lisa, an absolute powerhouse at work, managing a team like a boss, closing deals, running on caffeine and pure grit. But at home, she was drowning. Her grown kids treated her like an on-call therapist / cleaning fairy. Her parents, constant emotional demands, and Lisa couldn't say no without spiraling into guilt and self-judgment. She told me, I feel like I'm supposed to be the rock for everyone, but I'm crumbling inside. Sounds familiar? So here's the deal. Boundaries aren't just about saying no and walking away in a slow motion like you are in a Netflix drama. They're about energy, identity, emotional real estate. And a lot of high achievers, we learned early that love equals performance, approval equals sacrifice. So we became the responsible ones, the one who doesn't make waves. We don't say no. We can say, maybe I can squeeze that in, even when we're secretly fantasizing about throwing our phones into the ocean. Truth bomb. Most of us weren't taught healthy boundaries. We absorbed what we saw. And if what we saw growing up was self-sacrifice, silence, guilt-tripping, yeah, our internal GPS is a little off. We end up with boundaries so bendy they might as well be made of cooked spaghetti. So what do? We relearn, we rebuild, not with shame, not with a bat, but with curiosity and compassion. We start by tuning into our body's response. Boundaries are not just a mindset. They live in your nervous system. When your stomach drops as you say yes to something you dread, that's your inner GPS screaming, wrong way, babe. The fix? Slow down. Get curious. Practice saying small no's without over-explaining. Breathe. Pause, even if it's just a microsecond. One of my clients started simply by saying, let me get back to you on that. Game changer. Why? Because it created space, and in that space she could check in with herself before going into something automatic. So if any of this hits home, and I know it will for a lot of you high achievers with too many tabs open in your brain, just remember, you are allowed to protect your peace, you are allowed to choose you, and you don't have to feel like a monster for needing a break. Boundaries are not walls, they're doors with locks you control. Drop the word hope in the comment if this resonated, or if you've ever said yes while screaming no in your head. You are not alone. Let's normalize choosing self-love over self-sacrifice, even if it ruffles a few feathers, even if your mom gives you that look.